On this episode of Girls Who 3D Print because they have ADHD and need a dopamine fix, what's on the plate? All of my employees are working this evening. They're not doing anything fun or fancy. I have a gift printing over here, so I cannot show it to you because I do not want to ruin the gift. And my other little guy that I call Crybaby because it's always up to some bullshit, although it says it's succeeded. Let's go see. Oh, look it did do it right. 3D printing is very hot. I should let that cool. I almost burnt my fingers, but these are little clips to something that I printed before and I needed, and that's the best thing about 3D printing is you can 3D print stuff that you need for the printers. Like I needed these. They're things to keep the filament. Nobody cares unless you're in the 3D printing world, but they keep the filament from tangling when they're on the spools. And I was like, man, I really need those. And lo and behold, I printed it. 25 cents maybe. I printed 4 of them. Other thing I 3D printed are these. They're kind of hard to see. So I'll take one out. So here it is. And you can see in there it's got the little silica gel balls. And that's because this has to stay incredibly dry. And I'm in a basement, so it doesn't always stay dry. And so I was like, oh, I want to put more gel in there. Guess what? They had the 3D print file. And no, I don't use CAD or anything like that. I don't make my own print files yet. I'm still kind of like a baby in the 3D printing world. And there's people that you can support that do that, which is what I do right now. But they're so ingenious. So these are little lids. This is so hard to do with one hand. Let me see if I can show you. So it goes in here so that you can tip them. That was a satisfying sound. Once the lid's on, you can drop them in. I mean, come on. So one of the reasons that I was kind of like, ugh, I can't get into 3D printing. I don't have the time and I don't have the money. And I think a group of people that are quite ridiculously underrepresented in the 3D printing community are people like me that are moms, right? And the reason why this is such a fucking mom-friendly hobby is that you set them and forget them. And they're your just paid employees. They're getting your crafts done for you, which is amazing. Like I know how to sew and I know how to use a Cricut and I'm learning how to crochet and I know how to knit and all this stuff, but you have to be like actively involved one-on-one with those crafts. And there's a time and a place for that, no shade, right? However, as a mom, you got shit to do. So the best thing is that like you can be like, okay, I gotta go print my gift and make my gift, right? That is a gift that is printing for somebody. And I know that they're gonna love it because they sent me a picture of it and was like, I love this. Now, if I was gonna have to sit and sew something or Cricut something, I would need to like carve out time. I guess empty spools serve as dog toys, yeah? I thought there was a ghost down here. It's just Donald being Donald. But anyway, you can just set it and leave. Prints that take 6 hours, you don't need to be 6 hours focused on it, right? You can leave. You can set something up to print and go away, go make dinner, go run your kids around to your extracurriculars, and you come back, and that's why it's so ADHD friendly. You come back and your thing is printed. The thing that you wanted to do, and it's like a little gift every time. It's a little hit of dopamine every time you go to open the door and you're like, it's done. So I don't know. I think we are an incredibly underrepresented group of people in the 3D printing world, like moms who are using it for both functional and fun. And it really is money saving. So I made this little guy and these things for my side table in my room in my quest to just keep making it less cluttered. And I don't know, I used maybe $8 total to do all of that. And I love it. And as an elder millennial, and I think this is the subset, it's the elder millennial moms, I'm like the MySpace generation, right? I needed to learn code so that I could, mod out my MySpace page. This reminds me so much of that, except I can just press a button and it goes versus having to sit for hours trying to figure out where I, put a space or a comma incorrectly in my code and my song wouldn't play. This is so much easier, truly. But I think it's just like ingrained in us to like want to modify things and want to like create our own thing. So you can create very useful things. And if I want to do it in frickin', shiny pink, I can. I don't have to just go buy it off a shelf. I can put my little spin on it. And you can make gifts. I use it for class gifts all the time. Teacher gifts, everything. And you're not having to spend a lot on parts. And that was one of the other things that I was so concerned about 3D printing was it was going to be cost prohibitive because you would need to do maintenance and you couldn't do it yourself and whatever. But do you understand that in 3D printing, you are printing the things you need for the printer? I needed these. I needed 4 of them and I printed them, and it's a piece to the printer that I need. You need a plate scraper, and guess what? Bamboo sets you up with the print inside the printer standard to give you the print. And they also send you the little blade that you need that's safe on their plates. I use this every day. Every day. I don't really know how to explain the joy of it other than it's the best mix of all of the things. It's like the best mix of them all, because you really can just set it and forget it. You have so many options when it comes to colors and textures and all that shit, right? And it's not really cost prohibitive. The filament, if you want to just keep doing basic filament and color it, like spray paint it or use markers on it, it's even cheaper, and you can. So all you're doing is buying white. I am a 3D printing stan. I don't know what to tell you. I think that more moms should get into it. It is such a fun little hobby. And that's my soapbox. I don't know. It opens up a world of possibilities. Like, if you did want to sell something, you can. You are able to make it into a side hustle if you want to do it just for yourself, like I do for the most part, or gifts for people, which I did realize that I did show the gift. Well, I don't think you can tell what it is from looking at the plate. But, like, you can, I don't know. I just think that, listen, if bamboo is still here after the 6-minute mark, I don't know why you're not giving more 3D printers to moms and having them go through that angle, because I think you're missing an entire very like committed to hobbies group, the like 30 to 40 proud women with kids. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got for tonight. I'll see you later for another part.